Up next we have part 16 of the Sunshine Kisses and Fairy Wishes crochet along. It's called Rose Trellis by the Darling Debbie. Now for this section we need to be on the wrong side, so everybody flip, and we need to join in the first stitch over here with a standing single crochet. Now if you're continuing your yarn, you should have chained one and turned like the rest of us. We all have to turn. We're just going to do simple single crochet down this row. Oops, if I can do it, it'll be good. Just single crochet all the way down. Make sure your stitch count is correct, and then we will return for row 2. Another easy one. So to begin row 2, we're just checking that you made a single crochet in the very last stitch, made your chain 1 and turned. And now for row 2, we need to start with a single crochet in that very first stitch the chain is in, and then another single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So you will have 3 single crochet at the beginning, 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to start our repeats immediately. It's a very simple repeat. We start by skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we're going to make 5 double crochet into the third. So we need the yarn over, skip, skip into the third stitch, just 5 double crochet, nothing else, all together in that one stitch. 3, 4 and 5. And after you've done that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to skip 2 stitches and put a single crochet in the next one. That's the whole repeat. Skip 2, 5 double crochet in the next, skip 2, single crochet. Let's do it again. Oops. So we skip 2 and 5 double crochet into the next, into the third stitch along. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 2 and single crochet in the next. That's 2 repeats down. You need to do this all the way down. 1, 2, start again. Skip, skip, single crochet. Very easy repeat. If you're doing the full pattern, you will end up with 35 of these shells. So your main concern here is to make sure you put 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, that you skip 2 stitches each time. You can see them really clearly. When you lift, you can see skip, skip, single crochet in the next, and then skip, skip again, 5 double crochet. You will end up down here, right here. It's up from here. Oops, I've yanked it a bit. Your last shell will finish here. Then you will skip 2. You'll put a final single crochet from the repeat there. That's where it ends, with 3 stitches left. Once you put that single crochet in there, you should have 3. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so let's meet up. Let's make the shell, and then I'll finish off with you and we'll finish the row. Here we are, just about to finish the final repeat. So I've made the shell. I need to skip 2 and make a single crochet in the next stitch, and that's the last of the repeats. So if you're making the full blanket, you should end up with 35 of these shells. Now the last thing we do before we turn is put a single crochet in each of those final 3 stitches, 1 single crochet. And if you're continuing the yarn, you just now chain 2 and turn. I'll turn in a moment. So let's just review quickly. You just take a moment and check that the uniformity. If you've got too many or too few, it will show. You'll see a different shape. So just take a look down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5th one in there. There's a single crochet. There are 2 skipped stitches either side. Take the time now, especially if you're doing a full-size blanket. It's heartbreaking to frog it. Okay, get that done. 3 single crochet at the beginning, but 4 at the end. That's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2 to turn, or you can make your standing stitches, but turn. Back in a minute. row 3, and Debbie has something a little bit tricksy for us to do in this row, so let's be careful. We start with our chain 2 as our first double crochet. You may have a starting stitch. We need another double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and remember we're working through the back of the stitches now. So 1 double crochet in each of the next 2, like that. Now in the next stitch we're going to put 2 double crochet. That was the final single crochet on the other side. It was the last single crochet of the repeat that we did after the shell. That's that one in there. So it is kind of tucked away in there. Just give this a little lift and you can see the loops of that one. So we need to put 2 double crochet in there, 2 of them, like that. Now we're going to chain 1. I'm going to go very slow here. And we're going to move across to the 3rd stitch, the 3rd double crochet of the shell. There are 5 of them. We're going into the 3rd one, 1, 2 and 3, and we're just going to put a single crochet into that. Now that's the end of the setup. Now we're going to start our repeats. So our repeats are going to start with a chain 1 and a back post double crochet around the first double crochet of the next shell. So that's over here. That's the first double crochet of the next shell. We're going to do a back post double crochet, so yarn over, and it's back post, so come up from the back. So just come up next to that single crochet and down through the top and make a back post double crochet like that. Now we're going to chain 1. This is the tricksy bit. We are now going to come over here, back to the previous shell over here where we put that single crochet, and into the very last double crochet, which is, these are the chain loops on that side. Remember we're working from the back of the stitches. We're going to put a regular double crochet. But the note says be careful not to catch the back post. So we need that out of the way. So we're just going into the top loops of that double crochet. Okay, we are not enclosing that back post stitch. It needs to be free. Now we're going to chain 1. Don't worry, I'll do this a couple of times. And we're going to put a single crochet in the 3rd double crochet of the next shell. Here's the next shell, and where's my middle one? 1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3. There it is right here. We're going to put just a single crochet, and that ends the repeat. Now it looks like not much at the moment. I think the trick is going to be on the right side, because we are working from the wrong side at the moment, so you're not going to see much here. You're just going to have to go on blind faith and trust that Debbie knows what she's doing. Now we'll start again. This is the whole repeat. We're going to do it again. Chain 1, back post double crochet, so yarn over, come over to the shell, pick up that first double crochet, do a back post double crochet around it, chain 1, and come over here, find your final double crochet, it's right there, and make a double crochet into the top loops of that one without catching your back post stitch. It's actually not as difficult as it sounds. Then we're going to chain 1 again, and then we come across to the middle of the cluster of 5, remembering that we've used one of them, so don't count from here, you still have to count from here. 1, 2, 3, the 3rd one, like that. Again, chain 1, back post double crochet around the first double crochet of the next shell, chain 1, and come back to the last double crochet. Those loops are always going to be hanging off the edge. Double crochet without catching, push it out of the way, that back post double crochet. Then chain 1 and make your single crochet in the 3rd double crochet of the shell. So I'm just going to keep going. Since I don't have that far to go anyway, I'm just going to keep going and do my whole section. So I've done my chain 1, back post double crochet around the first double crochet of the next shell, chain 1, double crochet, just a regular double crochet around my last double crochet of the previous shell without catching the back post double crochet we just made. Chain 1, single crochet into the third double crochet of the next shell. Chain 1 again. It's like doing exercises again. Let's go. Double back. I've done chain 1, back post double around the first double of the next shell. Chain 1 and a regular double crochet around the last stitch of the previous shell, into the last stitch, not around, into, it's just a regular double crochet, then a chain 1, and then 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the top of the third of the next shell. I think I've got one more to go. Chain 1, back post double, chain 1, double crochet, regular double over here, just pinch it out of the way, don't catch the back post double. Chain 1, single crochet in the third, 1, 2, 3, into the top, single crochet. That's all of the repeat. For a full blanket you need to do that 34 times. When you get to the end you'll have, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free stitches. So here's what we're going to do with those. We're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the last 2 stitches of that last shell, so skip those 2. We're going to put 2 double crochet into the next stitch, which is the third last one. I'm going to put 2 double crochet in the same stitch, like that, and then 1 double crochet in each of our last 2 stitches here, 1 in each, 1 there and 1 there. And now we're going to chain 2 and turn. And so let's just sit this down. Looks like not much at all from here. Now let's turn it over and see what we did. When you turn it over, I really hope you can see this. But this, the back post stitch has created this beautiful diagonal line across your work. Not sure if you can see it. I'm going to wriggle around and hope at some point that you're getting a good view. So it was a little bit tricksy to do, but it's really quite beautiful. Okay, get that done. As I said, finish up. When you finish that last single crochet, you need a chain 1, 2 more double crochet into the third last stitch, 1 in each of the last 2, to mirror sort of what we did here, although at this end we actually have 3 beginning stitches before we put the 2 in that last single crochet. We remember from the previous row we had 4 single crochet at the end but 3 at the beginning. So when you turn around now you've got 4 at the beginning and 3 at the end. Alright, make sure though that both ends have that set of 2 double crochet in the innermost single crochet, 3 double crochet at this end, 2 more double crochet at that. Okay, I hope that's easy to follow. I mean, you can just rewind it, I guess. Chain 2 and turn, back for row 4. For row 4 we are now back to the right side of our work. Our chain 2 counts as our first double crochet or whatever other stitch you may have there. We need to make 1 double crochet in each of the next 2. So let's do that. 1 double crochet in each of the next 2, like that. Then we need to put 3 double crochet in that last double crochet here. We put 2 in it last time. This time in the last stitch we're going to put 3 double crochet. 1, 2 and 3. Like that. Yep. So that's the start. Okay, now we're going to start the repeats for the entire side, and it begins with putting a single crochet in the next single crochet. There it is. That's the single crochet that went into the top of our shell. So just put a single crochet in there like that. We don't need any chains at this point. Now we're going to skip the chain space, which is right there. It's hard to tell from the back, but it's right there. So we're going to skip the chain space and the double crochet, which is here. This is the double crochet that we made from the previous round. This is the back post double crochet we made last row. So we're going to skip the double crochet and this first chain space, double crochet, and it says we're going to put 4 double crochet in the next chain 1 space. That's here. It's between the double crochet and the back post double crochet we made. Okay, so in between them where they crossed over, 4 double crochet, just 4. Like that. Now we're going to put a front post double crochet around the next post stitch. That's this post stitch right here. So we're going to make a front post double crochet, yarn over, front post down from the top up from the back, and make a front post stitch. So effectively what we've done is now we've continued that line that the back post stitch made for us. Now we've extended it with the front post stitch on this side. That's the whole repeat. Not that it would have made much sense, but we'll do it again, don't worry. So start again. We start by putting a single crochet into that single crochet at the top of the shell, right there. Right. Then we're going to put 4 double crochet into the gap between the post stitch and that double crochet. So if you stretch everything out, we come all the way across in between these 2 stitches, right in there, 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we make 1 front post double crochet around the post stitch that we did in the previous row, the back post double crochet. And so we extend the length of that post stitch. It's actually really simple repeat. It's got 3 things in it. It has a single crochet. Just undo this. Let me get this out of the way. So we have a single crochet on top of the single crochet from the previous round. We have 4 double crochet in the gap, in the chain space between the double crochet and, well, that shouldn't be there now, and this post stitch. So in there, in that gap, and then we put a front post double crochet around the back post double crochet from the previous row, right there. 3 things: single crochet, 4 double crochet, front post double crochet. I know it's probably a little bit hard to see. In fact, actually, I might just grab another colour and do another set with you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a standing start and start the single crochet. So this is the beginning of the repeat. You need a single crochet in the single crochet. So I'm just going to do a standing single crochet with this colour so you can see where everything's going. Single crochet in there. Then we're going to do 4 double crochet into the gap between the double crochet and the post stitch. So skipping over the chain space and past that double crochet into the gap, 4 double crochet. And then the last thing you do is a front post double crochet around this post stitch that you made in the previous round, which was the back post double crochet from row 3. 3 stitches, that's all you're doing. 3 sort of actions really. One more time, a single in the top of the single at the top of the shell, 1 single crochet, 4 double crochet. You've got to make sure you're in the right spot here. Over here where there were 3 chain spaces, there was a chain space, then we did the double crochet. This is, from the other side when we did it. Chain space, double crochet, chain space, back post stitch, chain space, single crochet. So the 2 end chain spaces we're ignoring. We're just going in the middle of this crossover here. Okay, 4 double crochet in there. And then a front post stitch around the other post stitch. So that's all you're doing. At least that more clearly shows where the post stitch is going. Single crochet, 4 double crochet in the gap between them, post stitch around the post stitch. That's it. Now your repeats will finish here. The last thing you will make on your repeats is the front post double crochet around your last post stitch here. So get yourself to there. I'll change back to my original colour. Actually no, I'll just finish this so you can actually see what it looks like, and then I'll finish off in my original colour. I'll meet you once you've done your last front post double crochet. When you're finished, the ending is slightly different again to the beginning. So once we've finished, we still have to put a single crochet in this single crochet at the top of the shell. So to get that done, then we're going to skip the chain space, there is a chain there, and a double crochet, that one here. And in the next double crochet over here, we're going to put 2 double crochet in the next stitch, like that. That will leave you 3 stitches, 1, 2, and the chain. Okay, don't ever forget that chain. If you've got a chain, we're going to put a double crochet in each of the last 3 stitches, like that, and then we'll chain 1 to turn. Okay, so at the end, we finish here with the post stitch. You still need 1 single crochet in there. We will skip over to the second double crochet, not the first one, ignore the first one. Into the second one you will put 2 double crochet and then 1 double crochet in each of the last 3. Now at the beginning, I'm starting to wish I'd done the whole thing in white now. It was a little bit different. We had our chain for the first double crochet there. Get something else. Chain, then we did 2 more double crochet, and then in the last double crochet we put 3 double crochet. So it is different at the end. Don't do exactly the same thing at the beginning. The end is different. Single crochet there, 2 double crochet in the second one of this last set of 5, and then 1 in each of the last 3. Alright, so your repeats are pretty simple. I'll leave you to finish this row. Chain 1 to turn, and we'll come back for row 5. I need to finish off back in my original colour. Back soon. Row 5, and I think I'll just use a contrasting colour to help you out here, so I'll just leave my yarn to the side here. I need a single crochet in the first stitch where that chain is, so I'll just quickly do a standing stitch. Now we need a single crochet in each of the next 3 as well, so that gives you a total of 4 single crochet at the start. Okay. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make a back post double crochet around the next post stitch. The post stitch is the one that we did from the front post stitch in the previous row. There it is, right over there. But you can see it through here. If you just spread your stitches out, you can see it right there, just tucked away in the back there. So we're going to make a back post double crochet. So yarn over, come up from the top, from the bottom, down from the top, and make a back post stitch. If you don't flub it like I just did, there we go, back post stitch around the front post stitch of the previous row. I need to move up a bit, sorry about that. There's the front post, there's the very first back post stitch, that was the front post stitch, and now we're doing a back post stitch into it again. So that line will continue to grow diagonally in your row. Okay, so once we've made the back post stitch, we need to chain 1 and make the double crochet just like we did in row 3. We're going to come back to the final double crochet here, just in front of the single crochet, and into the top loops of it we're going to make a double crochet. Must be careful not to catch that back post stitch because it'll just ruin the look. Be very careful of that. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a single crochet in the second double crochet of the shell. Now these shells in the previous row only had 4 double crochet in them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you single crochet into the second one. It's right over here. See that? There's 1 double crochet there, and that's the second one, right in the top, just like that. So that's the repeat. So let's do it again because it probably didn't make any sense. This is going to drive me crazy. So I'm just going to pull that stitch marker right out of the way. Now, let's try it again. So we chain 1. There's always going to be a chain 1 on either side of this single crochet because it needs to stretch across. We're going to do a back post double crochet. So yarn over, come all the way over to the stitch that you can see hiding behind here, up from the back, down from the top, back post double crochet, whoopsie, like that. Then a chain 1, double crochet, cross over back to the last double crochet. Now remember, I have to remind you again, these loops are for the double crochet. The single crochet is here. The loops of the single crochet are over here. So remember, we're looking at the back, so everything is not where it's supposed to be. It's in the wrong spot. So don't get too mucked up. Go for those big loops. Right, chain one again, and a single crochet in the second double crochet. Chain one and start again. Do it again. Up from the back, down from the top. Oop. Drop it if you don't. Chain one, double crochet back into the last double crochet of that shell. Chain one, 1, 2, single crochet. When you flip it is where you see the beauty of it. Okay, keep going. Chain one, back post double crochet around the post stitch. So come up from the back, down from the top. Chain one, double crochet in the last double crochet of that previous shell without catching your post stitch. Chain one, single crochet in the second double crochet of the next shell. Doesn't look like anything at all from the back or from the working side till you flip it. Now that will all straighten up. So I guess if you're using different colours, it'll be very effective. If you're using just one colour, you're aiming for light, playing off the texture and showing off these beautiful diagonals, which it will, I promise. Okay, let's just do the whole thing. I'll just do the whole thing. Chain one, back post double crochet around the post stitch from the previous row. Chain one, double crochet in the last double crochet of the previous shell without catching your back post double crochet. Chain one, single crochet in the second double crochet of the next shell. Oops. Start again. Chain one, back post double crochet, chain one, double crochet, chain one, single crochet in the second, and that's it. We don't have any more post stitches at this point. So when you're finished, we're going to chain one again, and we're going to make one final back post double crochet around the first double crochet of the last 6. So if you look carefully, remember at the beginning of the previous row we put 3 stitches into one stitch, and we also had 3 double crochet at the beginning. That was the start of the row here. So what we're going to do now is put a back post stitch around the very first one of this group of 3. Okay, right there. And that creates another diagonal line for us on the other side. Now we're going to chain one and come back and do a double crochet in this last double crochet of the previous shell, as we've been doing all the way down the line, trying not to catch that back post. Sorry, I lost my grip then. Just the double crochet. Now we're going to chain one, and we're going to put a single crochet in each of the last 4 stitches, but we have a note to skip the second double crochet of the last 5. So we've got a chain one here, we're going to skip this one, we've used this one, we're going to skip this one and put a single crochet in these 3 and the chain. Okay, single crochet, skip that one, and a single crochet there, there, there. My yarn has snagged and it's not coming up. There we go. And into my chain. Don't forget that last stitch or the chain. Right. So what we did was we created a brand new post stitch here. There was no post stitch below. We used the first, let me come closer and into the shot here. There's the 6 last stitches. So we used the first one to make a back post stitch. You skip the second one because we have a chain. We made a chain 1 after this double crochet. So you made your back post stitch, chain 1, you came back and made your double crochet, chain 1. And then skipping that second of the 6, we put 1 single crochet in each of the last 5. Okay, yes, there's a lot to think about, but if you just follow the video and do exactly what I do, you'll be fine. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet at the beginning, and we have very cleverly ended up with 4 single crochet at the very end. And when you flip, if I can do it neatly, I don't think I can, but I'll try. Everything out of the way, this is what you will see so far. Now I am going to go back and redo my colour and put my original colour back so that I can continue, and I will meet you back here for row 6. Row 6, and we are back on the right side of the work. We made a chain 1 to turn at the end of row 5, and we are now beginning to really see the beauty of this gorgeous stitch. First thing we need to do is put a single crochet into the first stitch that has the chain in it, and then a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So you have 3. Now we're going to skip across to this point here. There's a chain space there. Remember how I said there were chain spaces either side of these post stitches? One there, and one in the middle, in between the post stitch and the double crochet. We're going to work into that center chain 1 space. So we'll skip everything else, come straight over here and put 4 double crochet right in there, like that. So it separates out the post stitch and the double crochet. We just go right in between them. Now we're going to put a front post double crochet around the next post stitch, which is this one right here, front post double crochet, so that we continue that beautiful diagonal line up the side. And now we're going to put a single crochet into this next single crochet, which is right there. Okay, that's the first repeat complete, but I'll do it again now. So the first thing we start with is putting those 4 double crochet right in between the post stitch and the double crochet. So that's how you start. 4 double crochet in there. So it's the second of the 3 chain spaces that we're working into. That's the first step. The next step is to put a front post double crochet around the post stitch just right there immediately. Front post double crochet. And then a single crochet into the single crochet. It's 3 steps. 4 double crochet. We did this down here as well. 4 double crochet, post stitch in the post stitch, single crochet into the single crochet. Again, split it open there where the post stitch is, right in there, 4 double crochet. Four, a post stitch around the post stitch, double crochet, post stitch, and a single crochet into the single crochet. Really quite easy. By the time you've done a few, you don't even have to look, you just know where you need to go. 4 double crochet in between the post stitch and that double crochet, ignoring everything else. Post stitch around the post stitch immediately. Single crochet into the single crochet immediately. There are no chains in this one. There it is. Keep going until you've completed all of your repeats, which would end here with a single crochet into the single crochet. That's where your repeat finishes. So I'll join you back here and we'll finish up together. Okay, back soon. So the last repeat finishes here with one more post stitch to go, and the reason it's separated out, the reason it doesn't say to do an extra repeat is because it doesn't end the same as this one did. This one ends in with a single crochet into a solitary single crochet, but there's a bunch of them over here, so we can't just say do another repeat. So let's finish this final section, which still starts with the 4 double crochet into that space between the post stitch and the double crochet. So you do start a repeat, but you don't finish a repeat. Then you put your post stitch in, post stitch around the post stitch, and that's the end of the similarity. Now we're going to make 1 single crochet in the last 4 stitches. So just be mindful here, that's a chain, that's not a stitch. The 4 stitches are over here, 1, 2, 3, and the last one where the turning chain is 4. And that's where your row ends. Okay, and then we need a chain 2 to turn, and we'll move on to row 7 in a moment, but let's take a look. There we go. Continuing to build this beautiful line across. Okay, let's get ready for row 7. For row 7 we have our chain 2 as our starting first double crochet. Now I need a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, so that's over here, that's got the chain in it there, don't want that one, I want this one over here. So 1 double crochet in each of the next 2. Then I want 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which is that last single crochet, or the first one we did in the previous row. 2 in this one, so that you end up with 5 double crochet at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're just going to chain 1 and put a single crochet into the second double crochet of that group of 4, just like we have previously. Then we're going to chain 1 again, and we're going to do our back post double crochet around the post stitch from the previous row, which is all the way over here. There it is, you can see it peeking through. Back post double crochet there, chain 1, then double crochet back in the last stitch of that cluster of 4, like we've done before. Just get those under those top loops, not snagging the back post double crochet. And then a chain 1, and then a single crochet in this second double crochet again of the next shell. Alright, that's the whole repeat. Let's do it again. Chain 1, back post double way over here. It looks like a long way, but don't worry. Back post double, chain 1, regular double in the last double crochet of the previous shell, chain 1, single crochet in the second double crochet of the shell. Again, chain 1, back post double way over here around the post stitch. You can feel the post stitch when just by holding it. You can actually feel where it is. It's rough, it sticks up, and you can feel it. Then you chain 1 and you come back to your double crochet, chain 1, and into the second double crochet with a single crochet. Similar as previous rows. I'm just going to keep going and may as well just finish it with you, because this is the last row of fancy pants stitch work. After that we only have 1 row left to finish off this beautiful section. And 1, 2, single crochet, chain 1, back post, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the second double crochet. Now we're getting to the end here, so I'll just keep going. Chain 1, back post I should say, it's the last back post you'll make. Chain 1, double crochet back in the previous shell, chain 1, single crochet in the second double crochet. Now we're going to chain 1 again, because we need to chain 1 after the single crochet. we're going to skip 2 stitches, which is these 2 double crochet of the shell. We're going to put 2 double crochet into the next stitch. So skip that, come over here. I know it looks like it's a long way, but these are the double crochet of the shell. Those are the loops of the second double crochet. So I have to come over here. 2 double crochet in there. And then 1 double crochet in each of your last 2 stitches. That's my turning chain there. 1, and if I can get under there, I kind of twisted this the wrong way, and there we go. There. Last thing I need to do is a chain 1 to turn. Okay. So every row was a little bit similar but a little bit different, so you just have to really keep your wits about you, and then you end up with this. That's why I've spent a bit of extra time just working the rows for you each time. So let's get finished with this, and we'll return for the last row, row 8. Row 8 is our final row for part 16. It's an easy row of just single crochet, but we have to put a single crochet into every stitch and every chain space. And because we're looking at it from the reverse side from where we made it, that's going to be a little bit tricky sometimes. So what I need to do here is just show you some stuff first. So these are our double crochet, not a problem. In between, on either side of every single crochet is a chain, okay, apart from the single crochet. In between the post stitch, you can see it here, the post stitch back here, and this double crochet is a chain. There's a chain, there's a chain, there's a chain. So we have to make sure that we get every one of these. The reason it's complicated, or not so much complicated as a little bit tricksy as we say, is because we are looking at those stitches, these stitches, from the back. So over here, this might look like the chain stitch to you, but this is the stitch for the double crochet. So you've got to be careful. You've got to get in there, and then you also have to get into the space. So that's the difference between working in a stitch and working in a space. So let's just get started, and then I'll let you finish off. And this row is probably critical to throw some stitch markers in. You need to get your stitch count right at the end of this. So we start with a single crochet in the first stitch where the chain is. And then I think we've got a couple more to do. 1, 2, all single crochet. Then we hit this double crochet here with its loops hanging out off the edge. It'll be the opposite for you lefties. We've got to get in there. That's the double crochet. Then we have a chain. Remembering we always have a chain between the stitches. There's my single crochet, 1 in there. There's another chain space, 1 in there. Here's my post stitch. Oh, sorry, no, that's the double crochet. The post stitch is on this side. That's my double crochet. Between that and the post stitch is another chain. Then I need to get into the post stitch. So talk yourself through it. There's another chain. After every stitch, there is a chain. There's my single crochet. Get in there. Single crochet in there. Single crochet after it because there is a chain after it. Oops, missed it. Into the gap. Single crochet again into the double crochet. Single crochet between them where there was a chain. Oop, don't need a yarn over. What am I doing? Single crochet into the post stitch and keep going. There's a chain after every stitch. Single crochet into the single crochet into the chain space, single crochet into the double crochet, single crochet into the chain space, single crochet into the post stitch, single crochet into the chain space, all the way down, and you will hit your original stitch count. For the full blanket you will have 216. Please get those stitch markers out. So there's your last single crochet there, so single crochet in there, single crochet into the chain space, 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet into the double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a final single crochet in your turning chain or starting stitch, whichever you had. So you should have, after this last chain space, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet. and that's the end of the part. So you fasten off, secure your ends, and then you grab your across the miles yarn and you put across the miles onto the top. So I'll just finish this row for you, and then I'll take one quick shot so you can see it finished, and then we'll reconvene for part 17. There you go, the end of part 16, Rose Trellis by Debbie.